The Bostonian is Matt Perrault.
This is our city.
The book is Dave Sharapan.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Together, they are the Bostonian versus the book.
You covered! You covered 12! I covered!
Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus the book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
Lock and load, boys and girls. How are you? It's time for a Thursday's episode of the Bostonian versus the book. Dave Sharapan, Matt Perrault, live YouTube, Twitter at Boston versus the book. Replayed on Sports Grid Television and Sirius XM channel 159. Dave, we have hockey to recap. Game 1 tonight. Baseball to get into. How are you on this Thursday?
Very good, sir. Yeah, that was a great hockey game last night. It was unfortunate that the guy flipped the puck over the glass and had to call a power play, but what a comeback by the Oilers. Game 1 starts tonight for the NBA Finals. For the hoop heads that like to be here on the show, some really good baseball games again yesterday. That continues. And for the Kansas City guys, apparently, this guy Jack got his first career hit today, just now. RBI double. Congratulations. I know JC from KC's here. He's probably very happy. Another big day. It's June 5th, and the sports calendar lessens a little bit, but man, it feels like we're right in the middle of it, thick of it.
Yeah, I've been I believe June's the worst month for sports, and people get mad at that because you have the U.S. Open and you've got the NBA Finals. And
June worse than July, Perrault?
I think July is bad, but July, at least we have 4th of July and we have a lot of baseball. But I mean, July is pretty bad too. But I always feel like we're so used to the rhythm of regular season and playoff sports. I always feel like June's a cliff. Like you just get to it, you're like, oh, wait a minute. We haven't had basketball. I mean, I feel like I haven't watched a basketball game in 2 weeks. It's only been 4 days, but it feels like it's been a long time. Hockey last night was the same deal.
Well, Saturday was the last basketball game. So it's been Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So
it's brutal.
Technically 5 days, but it feels longer.
Yeah.
I think July's the worst, but June is actually looking at July. At least we have, like we said, Stanley Cup final last night, phenomenal. Hopefully the basketball lives up to the billing. We'll see. Softball last night was amazing too. We'll talk about that. That made the rundown. I was excited to see that.
We'll do all that.
Yeah, it's good.
In case you're curious, day baseball, top of the 9th. It's 10-4 the Braves over the D-backs. So they are on their way to another victory there. The KC Royals, you mentioned it earlier about the Jock RBI double. It's 2-0 in St. Louis at the moment. That game in the bottom of the 4th inning, heading now to the top of the 5th inning, and no score. Tigers and the White Sox, that game in the bottom of the 2nd inning in Chicago. And the news of the day for the Chicago White Sox is that there is a deal in place for the Reinsdorf family to sell the White Sox. So that is a big deal if you are a White Sox fan and you've been hoping. It's not going to happen until 2029, but there is a deal in place for the Reinsdorf family to relinquish control over the White Sox. So if I'm a White Sox fan, I'm like, thank you. You may actually get a team in a decade or so after the new owners come in to buy the team and spend some money. So yeah, he's finally, if you're a White Sox fan, you should be excited. Reinsdorf finally said he'll give it up.
Love to see the comments, guys. Again, follow the show, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, contribute to the show live like Ish 165 just did. Jerry's finally selling the White Sox. What a great day today. Chicago Cusco. Only complaint is it's a long time away.
It is 29. Correct. But that's, 4.5 years. It's a long time, but he could force it if Reinsdorf won't. The earliest he could buy it. And how do you say this guy's last name?
Ishbia.
He's a guy. His brother owns the Suns. So
okay.
It's that billionaire family.
So he chose the White Sox over Minnesota because they built a new stadium.
They will build.
They're going to build a new stadium.
They will build a new stadium. Yes.
Chicago is going to build a new stadium.
White Sox.
That stadium was new in 1992.
That's old now, Dave. We're old. I mean, think about it. Think about it. Dave, 30 years ago today, I graduated high school. 30 years ago today, June 5th, 1995.
Are you going to a 30-year reunion?
Hell no. I didn't go to my 10, 20, 30. Hell no. I'm not going to any of them. No, not interested. But we're old.
Right.
We're old. Like that's where we are. So, I mean, my favorite thing about today, 30 years ago, that I was flipping through my high school yearbook and looked at my diploma showing Madeline, because she just had her elementary 5th grade yearbook.
Right.
We were comparing, contrasting, and she was reading all the funny messages from people that were in my high school and whatnot.
Yep.
Writing about my high school girlfriend and whatnot, and saying, "Who is Nicole?" It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
And so then I opened up the diploma and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" I was like, "It's 30 years." I was like, "I'm supposed to go to a reunion, but I've never gone to a reunion, so it's not even on my radar screen to go to a reunion." So, yeah, 4 years. What's that? 2 seconds, quick and easy.
Geez, now that you said that, in 2028 will be my 40 year.
There you go. Will you go to your 40 year?
I don't even know who's going to get in contact with me. I mean, like they reach out at Sports BK or they email me.
You're being mean, Eric.
What would y'all do back then instead of exchanging phone numbers? I'll see you around.
Pretty much. That's what we said. I'll see you when I see you. Yeah. It was easier. I'll tell you that. It was a hell of a lot easier to ghost somebody back in those days.
Right.
Payphones. I mean, I had a high school girlfriend that went to Cape Cod, which was 2 hours from my hometown. She would go there for the summer. So I'd have to call a payphone once a week just to talk to her, to catch up as to what she was doing with her life. Like, yeah, those were the days. You could actually have isolation and never talk to people if you don't want to talk to people.
I mean, I'm old enough to when you moved, from Summerlin to Centennial Hills, which is 10 miles apart, essentially, you might as well have been on a different planet.
Absolutely.
You
moved
two
best friends over.
Moved, 2 towns over, and you were like, well, hope to see you again sometime. Let me know.
Jimmy football. We all had a lot of more hair back then.
Oh, we sure did. Yeah, we did.
Amen. Hey, Chevy P, you're class 95 too? Very cool. Sorry. Don't make you feel us, we're 48 years old. We're not young.
Right.
But, it's what it is. So what's 4 years for the White Sox if a White Sox fan to wait for, but Reinsdorf, he doesn't sell in 29. Reinsdorf has to sell in 34. That's the way they wrote this in. So
really?
Yeah, he's not going to let go. This is like his cold, bony hands. Like Reinsdorf's not giving up his teams, but he wanted the cash, I guess. So entered into an agreement so they could force the sale anywhere between 29 and 34. The Reinsdorf can sell. If he doesn't sell by 34, he must sell. He has no choice.
This is great. I see guys doing it. I was going to suggest that if you're watching the show live, put in your class, your high school class of 1980 here for CBW, class of 01 here. We still had some non-digital stuff to hold on to for Ian Lights Out. That's great. I mean, wide range of people watching the show, which we appreciate. Yeah. So 93 for Football Guy, 97, Georgie Mason, 93,
2000.
Look at this. This is fantastic.
2012.
Man, there ain't nobody
2019. In the 80s, there's 83 for you.
Ah, Jimmy Football, 83. Okay.
83. 95. Me and JPC. 2010. 2004.
Right?
At least we're not seeing anybody like 2004 is pretty late. That's about as late as you could go, right? So to be able to, because to be 21, so to be able to 17, 94, 17.
Look at this. Chicago Cusco is 2017.
2017.
I mean, we're old heads. That's what everybody says.
Yeah,
that's fine. But I mean, we got young guys watching like Cusco. That's good. I mean, I think the show appeals to a bunch of different wide range of ages. So that at least keeps me encouraged, where we're not like, those old guys.
No, not by any. I mean, our kids keep us young too. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
there's something to be said for experience as
Yep.
well, just to kind of sit there and go where we are. But I mean, have you gone to any of your reunions?
Yeah. So when I came home from Curacao in 98, it was a 10-year and I was home
Uh-huh.
and a bunch of us all got together. It wasn't like an official reunion, but
Oh,
it
okay.
was because everybody that we graduated with was there.
Oh, cool.
So that was fun.
There
And,
wasn't like an organizing committee that like sent out the messages or the emails or the letter
it
invitation.
kind of was, but
Oh,
it was disjointed
Okay.
and like they did it more for the elementary school. So it was really cool because
Really?
we were 3 communities that all went to the same high school.
Ah, okay.
So, like, it was Green Tree, Dormont, and Castle Shannon. So all the Green Tree kids put it together and invited some of the other people, but mostly that showed up was all the kids that we went to grade school with. It was fun. I mean,
Interesting.
I had been I had been on the other side of the world, so I was just happy to see a bunch of people. 1986, Andy O. All right, that's good.
One of the older ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Chef Benny. That's me. If I wanted to keep in touch with you, I would have. Yes. Although I would say Facebook has been the reason why I don't think I need what killed the idea of going to a reunion for me was that I see it on Facebook. Like there's 2 places. So when I went to Omaha, that's when Facebook opened up to everybody. Up to that point, you had to have a college email address to get in there. So like there was a rush. So I know everyone I worked with, everybody I was friends with in Omaha, they're all on Facebook. So I see them all on Facebook. Then everyone I went to high school is also on Facebook. So like I don't think I need to see the pictures of your kids because I have friends of mine, high school friends of mine, whose kids graduated high school this month. They're graduating from Andover High. Which is a riot because 30 years later, these kids are now going and graduating. Their kids are graduating high school. Right. So like those are the conversations I would have at a reunion. I'm already seeing it. It kills the interest. I'm like, okay, like I know what you look like. I know what you do. I know where you live. I know how many kids you have.
Right.
I'm good. Like I don't need to go have the small talk over the fruit punch bowl. Like I'm good. We can move on and go do other things. So planning to DJ at our 25-year high school reunion.
That's fantastic.
Nice.
I need a DJ. I wish I could hire you for something here, Ian Lights Out. I still want to learn to be a DJ. I can just play music on a DJ turntable thing. And I miss my guy here, DJ Thump. He got let go. He's off the air. He's been off the air for a year now.
Has he really?
Yeah.
It's been a year?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that was quick. That was a fast year. Wow.
Crazy. Yeah. So
I've seen social media posts to know stay away is the best stance.
Oh, geez. That might be.
There's some truth. There's some truth to that. So
Rycap Macarena. I went to a reunion. Everyone was mad because I wasn't fat and bald like everybody else. Wow.
Look at the beard. The beard's tremendous.
That is really a nice beard, Rycap.
That beard's phenomenal.
Man.
I mean, I'll ask you the question, but did your career match the expectation as to what they thought you were going to do? Or was it surprising when you came back and told people what you were doing?
Nobody could believe what I did. I was just fresh after spending almost 2 years down in the Caribbean. Trying to explain that even now. People are like, you what? You did what? You lived where? I moved down there. How was it? Pretty wild. Stories are pretty incredible. What are you going to do now? And I was like, I have no idea.
The only thing I ever did that would be resembling a reunion was about, I don't know, I would say it probably was somewhere in my Omaha time. So somewhere around 2005, 2006. In Andover at the time, there was this bar called Justin's. And the night before Thanksgiving, it was basically a high school reunion.
Right.
And like everybody went to Andover High. But for some reason, everybody from my year, this 1 year, was all there. It was like the class of 95, just took over the entire bar. And I'm just sitting there talking to friends of mine that I got into high school with, and a bunch of guys who I'd played sports with came on over and were like, timeout. You're doing sports talk radio in Omaha, Nebraska? I was like, yeah. Like, how?
Right.
Like, how? I don't understand. Like, they couldn't put their brain around the idea that my job was to talk about sports.
Yep.
And because they hated their job and they were miserable in what they had chosen from a professional standpoint.
Yep.
And I was just like, well, yeah, I just did what I wanted to do and chased it and moved around the country and blah, blah, blah. And like, it blew their minds as to like, how could I do it? Like, if you did it, how could I do it? And I was like, it's not that easy. Like, you can't just step in and start talking about sports. It's not just like a bar conversation, guys.
Nope.
It was the most, I left there just like shaking my head going like, in all reality, the people you went to high school with, you will always be that person that you went to high school. That they can't think about you as someone else, as the person that they knew in high school. It's hard for them to get you out of that pigeonhole that they put there. It's human nature to naturally do it. So that was the only time I'm like, okay, that's good. Don't need that conversation anymore to have that talk with anybody. How the hell did you guys do that? It's not a blackout Wednesday, Brendan. It's Thursday. It's not Wednesday. Were you blacked out on Wednesday?
Oh,
because it's Thursday.
It is Thursday.
Sorry. I know it feels like it's a Wednesday, but it's a Thursday. Let's talk some hockey. Well, we jinxed it because this is just what happens when you do this. When you call out a 23-0 streak for the Florida Panthers, they get beat after going up 3-1. They had a 2-goal lead. Florida was 23-0 when they had a 2-goal lead over the last 2 playoffs. And whoops, Oilers still game 1. They come storming back. From the time it went to 3-2, it was all Edmonton, Dave. That was all Oilers in the second period, all Oilers in overtime.
Unbelievable. I mean, first and foremost, the game lived up to the billing.
Oh.
I mean, if you just decided to watch hockey because, one, you hear us talk about it, or you just decided like, hey, there's nothing else on, I'm going to give this Stanley Cup final thing a chance. It was fantastic. We did kind of put the Maloik on it, talking about it, 23-0 when they're up 2 goals. I mentioned it even on Sports Grid last night. At the time, I said this thing might be done. As far as the result, I said Edmonton can come back and tie it, but Florida's going to find a way to win because that's what they always do.
Yeah.
And something different about Edmonton, obviously. How about this? Over the last 3 seasons, 31-0, Florida is in the playoffs when they're leading after 2 periods.
Wow.
Were 31-0.
Yeah, were.
So
the O's got to go, and the O went.
Completely unfortunate penalty. I think,
Automatic though.
It's you can't not call it.
Yeah,
the whole arena sees it.
Yep.
The defenseman flips the puck over the glass. It doesn't touch anything. Penalty.
Delay a game.
Right. Power play. Almost at the end of overtime. Perry to McDavid. A saucer pass, a flip pass to Draisaitl. Building goes nuts. Overtime hero. Fantastic finish. If you got the Oilers.
Well, just one of those. I think it's one of those games in which if you're the Oilers, you scored within 1 minute of action. You score, you're up 1-0. The roof's about to come off the building. And then all of a sudden, it's like a right cross left hook from the Panthers. And it's like, bang, bang. Wait, I'm down 2-1? How'd that happen? I was up 1-0 a second ago. And it was like a reminder of who Florida is. And the guys in between the period were saying, this is different. Like, you're playing Florida. You're not playing the Kings or the Golden Knights or the Stars. You're playing the Panthers. This is a different animal that you're tackling with here. And then it was 3-1. And it was like, uh-oh. And then 77 seconds later, the Oilers got that goal. And it put the building right back on tilt. And it was all Oilers. They outshot them like 25-5 in the third period. Like, they were all over the Panthers in the third period.
And the strange thing is it didn't feel like Florida was playing and protecting the lead, they just couldn't get the puck.
Right.
Like it was a possession thing. And then every time they went down into the offensive zone, it was getting nowhere close to the net. Now, Skinner was great. After the beginning,
Yep.
Skinner made, not quantity-wise, because Bobrovsky stopped way more shots, but he made those, like, confident, timely saves. And you could feel that momentum building. And Edmonton kept coming and kept coming and kept coming. And when they tied it, my goodness, I don't know how they didn't win it in regulation, right? Like that was when it was 3-3. I said, oh my goodness, Edmonton's going to finish this off. They're going to complete this. This is unbelievable. And when it went to overtime, I thought, okay, this is what Florida will do. So yeah, the team never gives up, man. You're right, Fathead. They never, ever give up. They have the most comeback wins this playoff season. I think that made them 6-2. Now coming back after giving up the lead. It's pretty strong.
Very strong. Pause the hockey for 1 second. Update in Major League Baseball. I told you it was 10-4 Atlanta going into the top of the 9th inning, right? It's 11-10 Diamondbacks. They scored 7 runs. The Diamondbacks scored 7 runs in the top of the 9th.
The 9th? Wow.
And they're now leading 11-10. I mean, you want to talk about falling apart bullpen-wise. Oh, my gosh, Braves. That is unreal to blow a 10-4 lead, to give up 7 runs in the top of the 9th inning, and now it's 11-10. Atlanta still can bat, but that is an epic collapse. And, man, if you had Atlanta on the money line or the run line, you thought you were good. That's awful.
Is it starting to get to be panic time in Atlanta?
Yes. It already was.
I know, but like the way these losses are piling up.
I mean, they're 27-33. Now to be 27-34 potentially.
Yesterday they lose 2-1 to the Diamondbacks. Sale pitch is great.
8-3 in the first game. I mean, they're going to get swept at home by a D-backs team whose bullpen stinks.
Yeah, that's why you got to put it on pause here. I mean, they got to get through. If they get another run or two, that would help. But I mean, it's still first and second with
2 outs.
Looks like 2 outs. Okay.
They're out of it now. So
they're out of it. Okay.
Line out to center. So we go to the bottom of the 9th inning with a chance for the D-backs to grab the sweep. So
wow.
Oh boy. How about that comeback? If you bet them down, what were the odds on that live to take the Diamondbacks down 10-4 in the top of the 9th inning, down to
7 spot.
3 outs, 7 runs in the top of the 9th. Anyways, is the series over? The team that wins game 1 has won the cup 76.5% of the time, yet the Oilers are just minus 126 at FanDuel to win the cup.
No. That's the game 2 price.
Oh, what's the cup
series
price?
Price is minus 210.
Is it really? Okay, well, still.
Yeah, minus 210.
That's
so it's at least it's minus 200 pretty much everywhere, but it's minus 210, 205. That stat is real. 76.5% of the time. Usually the team, obviously, with home ice wins it. When the team without home ice wins it, it's even probably more strong, right? I don't think it's over. I really don't.
No.
I think we're in for a long series.
What if Edmonton wins game 2?
Is it over then?
Because remember, last year, the Oilers lost the first 3 games. Then they won 3 games and they lost game 7.
Correct.
If they go up 2-0, it's almost like you have to bet the Florida Panthers then, because you would assume the Panthers then win game 3 and 4, and we're tied 2-2 going into game 5.
Yeah. I mean, what if Florida wins game 2?
I think Florida is going to win game 2.
So, I mean, I do too as of right now. Not that Edmonton didn't earn game 1, but I feel like if Florida gets in that same position, it's gonna figure out a way to get the game home and just win it. I think Florida wins game 2, and the series price goes back to pick 'em or Florida small favorite. It's going to flip. If Edmonton wins game 2, it goes from 210 to 350, 300, somewhere in that neighborhood. More importantly, is the total more indicative of the like last night? Are we going to get more games like that?
Early, yeah, not late. I mean, I was right. The referees were all over that game. I mean, in overtime, but in the first period, there was a 4-on-3 in a cup final game. Like the refs are going to be heavily involved in the first couple of games. And then the referees will forget what a whistle is in games 5, 6, and 7.
Yeah.
Right now, yeah, I do think overs early because of power plays.
So 4 power plays for Edmonton yesterday, 2 for Florida. They both scored 1 goal on a power play.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, how do they tie in hits? 51 hits apiece. Exactly.
How many saves did Bob end up with? 40?
Edmonton had 46 shots. So 42 saves. And
nearly
Florida
doubled
had
his
32 shots.
Bob nearly doubled up on that prop, 24 and a half. That will be adjusted for game 2.
Right.
But Edmonton's just, they're not entirely like Washington. They're not just throwing the puck on the net for the hell of it, but they are going to put the puck on the net a lot. I mean, they are going to make Bob work. They're going to look for rebounds. They're going to play the angles. And I thought the turnovers last night was a little bit surprising on the Florida Panthers side of things. They gave Edmonton a lot of open ice and opportunities to score. That game could have been over in the third period. There was a breakaway that almost ended the game. And there was a couple plays early in the overtime period that I thought Edmonton blew chances to win. So, like, if we were sitting here and the Panthers had won the game in overtime, I would have said, not the Oilers stealing the series, the Panthers stole it because they got dominated in the third period in an overtime. That was all Edmonton.
Let me double check what the shots were in the third period. 14-2.
Yeah. Like it was not complete one-sided. That was a complete mismatch. The ice was totally tilted, and you had to think, like, if you were Bobrovsky, you must have been like, yo, guys, like, hey, in game 2, can you hold the puck a little bit? Like, puck possession, just give me a break here, because these guys are on top of me like crazy.
Yeah. 17-8, Florida led in shots in the second period. So they got the lead, totally, and flipped. Then in the third period, I guess they really did take their foot off the gas. I didn't realize it was that big of a disparity. 14-2.
Well, it was overtime. It was bad in overtime too, right?
10-6.
Oh, no, that's bad. But
10-6, not as
so
bad.
So that's 24-8.
8
after the second period.
Correct.
Just complete domination by the Oilers. And if I'm the Florida Panthers, I think, I don't know if I could claim. Some people in the chat are saying their legs were gone. Do you think their legs were gone? Yeah. I don't know if I believe with that. Oh no. We need a breaking news sounder. We need a breaking.
Is that real?
We need a breaking
Fathead,
news.
Is that real?
I'm guessing it is. We need a breaking.
Come on.
News. We need a breaking.
Fathead, don't even joke.
Is this real? Is it real? Aaron Rodgers to the Steelers. Is it real? We would 100% need a breaking news sounder just for this, just for the summer, just for these things.
How does this keep happening?
What do you mean?
2 days ago, we got the Tibbs news, got fired, got us completely off track and off the rundown, which is fine.
It's fun.
The show thrives off rundown.
It does.
It's
off
what
script.
It is. Dead serious.
Well, all right, hold on. It's done. It's done. Aaron Rodgers, breaking news. Aaron Rodgers is signing with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
To nobody's surprise.
Oh my gosh. It is 100% real. Renegade A-Rod, 4-time NFL MVP Aaron Rodgers informed the Steelers he will fly to Pittsburgh on Friday and sign before next week's minicamp. Finally, a deal is done for the 41-year-old Rodgers, who will play in his 21st NFL season with the black and gold.
What do I say to that?
Well, you're the Steeler fan, so you tell me.
I don't know. I again want to give him the benefit of the doubt. Last year at this time, it was Justin Fields and Russell Wilson. All right. This year, it's Aaron Rodgers and Mason Rudolph. I don't know. Is it better?
I mean,
Maybe.
where is our Pittsburgh Steeler people? I mean, where's Lewis? We need I need the reaction.
Right?
I need the reaction in Pittsburgh as to how this is going to be perceived. Because if he is a cancer in your clubhouse, in your locker room, if he's a problem, look, here's the thing that in the back of my mind, in all seriousness about this, he's been humbled. Aaron Rodgers had a really tough time in New York. He walked in thinking they were going to win a championship, that he was going to have this tremendous season, and then he ruptured his Achilles tendon and everything went south. The team couldn't replace him, and then last year he looked like a shell of himself. If he's back and if he's healthy,
Yep.
you have a DK Metcalf-led wide receiver crew.
Yep.
You have a running game that's not horrible, and you have a defensive-minded coach with TJ Watt, as long as he stays healthy, top 5 defensive player in the NFL. Good secondary with Micah Fitzpatrick, veteran leadership that will not allow Rodgers to do what he did in New York. So I actually, if I'm being serious, I actually don't hate it for the Steelers.
I don't hate it either. I'm just at the point where I'm like, I think the skepticism from Steeler fans is going to be there.
Yeah.
We don't know. I mean, it has to be better than last year. It has to be.
Yes.
So as long as he's healthy, I think, he's going to make throws that not a lot of people can make.
Right.
He's going to
see things.
I would think, make plays that will make the team
better.
Ideally,
but he'll throw
better
picks.
Positions. But
He's
picks. That's fine as long as the offensive line can keep him protected. I mean, it's a 1-year deal. Why not? You know, you waited this long, and obviously they waited this long because they must have known that it was getting all this it's June 5th. You guys don't have a quarterback yet. They must have a quarterback. Don't worry about it. So they knew what they were doing. He knew what he was doing. Man,
I don't think I agree with this, that it's a lateral move from Russell Wilson.
Well, no, it's in the absolute best case outcome, he said.
I think that's wrong. I think Rodgers is better than Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
I don't like Russell Wilson. I haven't liked him for years. So I think you have a quarterback in Rodgers who throws an incredible deep ball to one of the most physically impressive men in professional sports. I mean, DK Metcalf is a monster. He's enormous. So getting Rodgers to throw to him is huge. You have tight ends to throw to. You're going to need to pick up some help in the wide receiver core, but you assume that's going to happen. This is why I thought trading George Pickens was weird. Like, why not keep them both?
Wasn't going to work. There's no way. Just based on what you've seen from the Jets experience, young, braggadocious wide receivers and Aaron Rodgers, probably not a good mix.
No, I would agree.
So
fair.
Sending him out.
But DK Metcalf's not a shrinking violet.
No, but he's a veteran.
Yes.
He's a veteran in the league and he's a pro.
True.
Not, and Pickens could be, but he's not yet.
Right.
You knew that wasn't going to work. So there's JPC to fourth. Lazard and Cobb will be Steelers already.
Yeah, everyone's
same thing.
100%.
Eric said the same thing. Like,
100%.
Is that just that's happening?
Yes. He will bring his boys. Yes. 100%.
Wow.
If not making the team, he'll bring them to camp and have them be there. And then it's installing the offense and getting
Right.
him ready. I mean, one, I want to know what type of football shape he's in. Like, can he take the pounding of a 17 game schedule? So he's 41 years old. Has he been training, or has he been up in Vermont going to yoga retreats like the rumor has been? So
Gotta
like,
stay flexible.
I
Yoga's
guess
good.
so. I
Yoga's
guess
good,
so.
man. Yeah.
I'll see. Look, again, I'm not entirely. I was in love with the move to the Jets because I thought it was an absolute circus having him be in New York, just given the lack of structure, leadership, and ownership that has any real idea what they're doing with the Jets. The Steelers are the opposite. They have veteran leadership. They have solid ownership. They know what they're doing. They know what they want to accomplish. Mike Tomlin is not going to allow anything to derail the rest of the team. Rodgers is going to come in to be a piece in that locker room. And with guys like Cam Hayward, you would assume he needs to just kind of fit in. Like, there's the voices in that locker room are already spoken for, if you know what I mean. Like, the guys who have the room are already there. TJ Watt and Hayward and company. Rodgers comes in. He doesn't need to be the guy. No one's going to look to him to be a leader right away. He'll have to earn his stripes in Pittsburgh.
Oh, just be the quarterback. So we just need you to be the quarterback. We got the other side of it covered between TJ Watt and Hayward and like everything else.
I think he can, Eric, take the pounding of the AFC North. I mean, the NFC division he played in was pretty physical. Like,
I was going to say, he played all those years in Green Bay, not worried about him being a mutter, not worried about him playing in weather, not worried about any of that stuff. So that's
big.
good.
Right. That's a checkbox. That's big.
That's good. And like I said, hopefully there's a running game to complement all this. I don't know. CBW asked it in the chat. Would I move the season win number? I would not. I think
is it still 8.5?
That's what it was last.
Yeah, that's right. With Rodgers, that's right. I think that number was put up with Rodgers baked into it.
Correct.
So
without a doubt. If you guys are available right now, put it in the chat wherever you're at. Find that Steelers season win number, because I don't think it's going to move. I mean, some book might move it to 9. I don't think it goes down. I really don't. I think it was, like you said, exactly kind of assumed that he was going to sign there. So that was the number.
Young division that brings an old dog in. Young division? Lamar's young? He's young?
Joe Burrow.
I would call it
I have
young.
no idea what's going on in Cleveland.
No,
Kenny
they're
Pickett
veterans.
Joe Flacco.
Well, Cleveland's a mess. Like, that's
Shador.
Yeah, I mean, that's young. If they start him, and they might start him, depending on, we'll see how it goes. I like the fact that Sanders has been completely quiet. We haven't heard a peep from Shador Sanders since draft day. That's great. Like, keep your head down, go to work, go earn the job. If you should have been a top 10 pick and you were taken in the 5th round, well, go win the job. Go be the best quarterback in the room, and it's your team. And it won't matter what as Brady said, after draft day, it doesn't matter where you were drafted. It just matters you were drafted. So go prove yourself. Go win the job. So, I mean, they're looking towards the future in Cleveland. Cincinnati is looking towards the right now. The Ravens are right now. And I'm not sure where the Steelers are looking, to be quite honest. I think they're kind of in both the now and the future, and the season will dictate what we do.
I mean, you want to talk about storylines now, officially? Sunday, September 7th, Pittsburgh at the Jets. Pittsburgh -3.
How about Packers, Steelers, Packers? Prime time, Sunday night.
On October 26th. Thanks, E, for putting that in there.
That's phenomenal.
They play both teams.
It's great. It's great drama. It's great drama. The Steelers versus the Packers, though, is incredible drama. The Jets, I mean, Rodgers, his Jets career will be a blip, will be a footnote in his career. People aren't going to talk about it much.
Is that Steelers-Packers game at Green Bay?
Oh, that would be
really
phenomenal if true. Is it?
I don't know.
I'll tell you right now.
October 26th.
Steelers schedule. They play the Packers at home.
Okay.
It's at Pittsburgh.
Wow. Unbelievable. Here we go.
But they open up the season at the Jets.
Yeah. Yeah.
They open the season against the Jets. That makes it tasty. Opening day. First time you're going to see Rodgers in a Steeler uniform will be against his former team. That's cool. No Pittsburgh win total is currently available offshore. They pulled it down. Oh, interesting.
Probably just pull it down and then readjust it, and see.
Yeah. So, all right. Your schedule now is at the Jets. Do they win that game on opening day? First game out of the gate on the road. Tough environment.
Is it?
Russell Wilson's going to wind up coming out and playing.
No.
Justin
Fields. Justin Fields.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I'm wrong.
Justin Fields. Yeah.
These are the Giants. Sorry, wrong New York team. So Justin Fields is the quarterback.
Favored by 3.
Former Steeler quarterback up against his former team.
Mm-hmm.
So you have that drama story.
Yep.
And now you have Aaron Rodgers against his former team as these quarterbacks have swapped.
Yep.
That game's on primetime?
No.
Is that game should be
Sunday morning.
They flex the hell out of that thing. Why isn't that game on Sunday Night Football? That's the game you want on primetime now.
Well,
That's awesome.
Baltimore and Buffalo Sunday Night Football.
Better game. Jets Steelers. Give me that.
You're nuts.
Baltimore Buffalo.
Baltimore Buffalo's we're talking about. That's an AFC Championship preview. Wake up.
I'm kidding.
Snap out of it. You're not even frozen.
Just saying. Home against your home openers against the Seahawks. Mm-hmm. And then the game I'm trying to convince you to go to is the Patriots hosting the Steelers. I mean, Rodgers going back to New England where it was a house of horrors for him with the Jets.
Ooh.
So that will be fun to watch him go in there and have that. And then they play the Vikings at home, the Browns at home, at the Bengals, Packers at home, Colts at home, at the Chargers, Bengals at home, at the Bears, home for the Bills, at the Ravens, home for the Dolphins, at the Lions, at the Browns, home for the Ravens.
Ooh.
Remember, we did their schedule before. After the bye, Pittsburgh's got a whale of a schedule.
Jeez, that didn't sound good at all.
After your bye week, you guys you didn't do it. You pissed somebody off.
Yeah.
I mean, Bills, Ravens, Dolphins, Lions, Browns, Ravens is not fun. That's a hard way to end your schedule.
Whew.
How many wins do we count there? I mean, I think 7, and you kind of go from there.
I have to go back and look now. I wonder how much the lines are going to change because somebody might actually go and bet either on the Steelers or against the Steelers throughout the season because of this. This is the type of information or something happening in the offseason that somebody would just walk into one of the books here that we had lines up and go and bet the Steelers or bet against the Steelers 7 weeks or, come and fire. If we were taking 3 dimes a game, they would just bet 3 dimes, against them, and then maybe take one to throw you off and lay it and take them and then bet against them. It used to happen all the time.
I forgot that the second game is the DJ Metcalf game. Oh God, we have storylines all over the place for the Steelers.
Right.
Week 1, it's the quarterback swap. Week 2, it's the revenge of DK Metcalf. Patriots, not really a off the field conversation there, but you get right. I mean, I still
better win that game. I'm so sick of losing to the Patriots when the Steelers were good, because the Patriots were always just better. But now I have to think
defense. Brady loved playing against your defense.
Now, yeah,
zone. You
refuse to play anymore.
Play man to man. Now you got Drake May. Now you got to worry about Drake and Josh McDaniels running Brady's offense with Drake May running it.
What's the line on that game? Pick them.
Awesome.
Patriots small favorite.
Pats are 1.5.
Yeah, that's all. I had in my head Patriots -1. Still got it. That's good. Still got it.
Winning the division. You think they're winning the division, Eric?
Eric is
a Steeler fan.
Eric is a Steeler fan.
He is. Eric's a Steeler fan.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Are you drunk? It's early. It's 12:30. Winning the division? What are you talking about? Ravens are winning that division, dude. Stop it. Like, the Steelers are not winning the North. No, not happening.
Randy Poss came in the chat and said he'll bet under in the Steelers-Jets game. With that knowledge. 39 is the total.
Don't hate it.
39.
And the Steelers are favored by how much versus the Jets?
3.
Yeah, that's right.
Steelers
Field goal?
-3.
Yeah, I like that. Favored by field goal? Sure. Yeah. I like that. Wow. Aaron Rodgers. How happy is Pat McAfee? He has Aaron Rodgers an hour up the road in his whole area. He's the quarterback where he's from.
It's perfect.
I mean, the information that he's going to get out of the Steelers is wild.
Listen, Pat's been a friend of the show. He's, those guys all came on the show when we were together at the Super Bowl multiple years. And I've been on with Gumpy and the boys on Hammer Dime multiple times. This is working out perfect. The Indiana Pacers are in the finals.
Right.
Okay. They're doing the show from outside the arena when the home games are there.
Yep.
And, they've been doing Aaron Rodgers Tuesdays, and now Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers. The only thing more ridiculous would have been he went to Indianapolis.
Right.
Could come in the studio every week and do it.
Right.
So
do you think the Steelers will let him do the McAfee show? Have you guys ever had a quarterback have his own show during the season?
Roethlisberger had a show.
He did? Okay.
On local radio.
Well, no, I mean like a national television show appearance type of thing, like where it got eyeballs. Like
I don't know.
Every quarterback does the local radio hit. That's just
right.
part of the contract. I mean, like going on a national platform and doing something that's outside.
Can they tell them no? You can't do that.
Of course they can. Oh yeah, of course they can. It could be part of the signing. They could say, "We're signing you, but you're not doing Pat's show anymore." So it could be made pretty clear that we don't want the distraction. I mean, this is the team that had Antonio Brown live streaming from the locker room. So you guys have had issues before with players airing laundry that wasn't supposed to be out there.
That's a good question. I don't know. I would assume that they would just let him do it until they give him a reason to not do that. I mean, it just is a natural. Tons of exposure and different things. I don't know. Speaking of which, did you see yesterday that somebody at MLB Network put it out there about trading Skeens to the Red Sox?
I told you this. It's very.
I know when you said it, but now someone from MLB said it.
It's not hard to connect the dots. The Red Sox, if you want to keep them inside the family, you give them to the network that the Red Sox own. He's on Sportsnet Pittsburgh. That's owned by Fenway Sports Group. The Red Sox have a controlling interest, ownership, and a controlling interest on the network that clears the games for the Pirates. So it makes complete sense to say, hey, keep it in the network, keep it in the family, give Skeens to the Red Sox. You all can make money. Makes perfect sense to me to send Skeens to the Red Sox, to put him on Nesson. I mean, it happened behind the scenes but if you're on LinkedIn and you're watching everything for Pittsburgh right now for the Pirates, everything on the Sportsnet Pittsburgh, it's all out of Boston. All of it.
Yeah, I know.
Network, marketing, sales, all of it. Production, all of it. It's all coming out of Watertown, Massachusetts. They're producing all of the Pittsburgh Pirates stuff.
I know.
So it wouldn't be stunning at all to me if Paul Skeens was traded to the Red Sox.
I saw it. And somebody actually tweeted at us and said, man, this would be perfect for your guys' content for BBB.
Please.
And I went, please, will it? Really? No, it won't be perfect.
Oh, it'd be perfect.
Yeah. I laughed and I was like, oh, it made me think of, like how things have continued to fall into place for Pat and the boys and everything with this content stuff. Yeah, I saw it and went, oh my. So I don't know, man. This will be fun. This will be a fun ride. I think the ceiling is higher than the bottom for me. I think the potential to be better is higher than it is
to be worse. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So low risk is what you're saying. It's a low risk move.
On the field. Yeah.
I think in general. I think on and off the field, he's 41 years old. Rodgers played for the Packers. Going to the Jets and playing for an organization run by that family is a totally different situation than going to run the offense for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's a student of the game. He knows how people talk about him. He knows what it means to wear that uniform. It's a different deal. Okay. The Jets are the Jets. Like they're the Jokes Jets.
Whoa.
This is
Whoa.
This is the
I didn't
Steelers.
spell Jets. I know you're bad with the math, but I mean, I thought you were pretty decent with the spelling too. Nope.
Yeah, that's what they are. So this is the Steelers. This is a different conversation. Okay.
Yeah.
This is a prideful organization. You don't play around with being a clown like he was in New York. It's not going to happen. It won't be allowed. So I don't hate it. I don't, given Mason Rudolph or Aaron Rodgers, if Rodgers is healthy, give me Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, if you're Mason Rudolph, you got to be like, all right, well, here we go again.
Sure. Beat him out again. Got to go out, play him.
Yeah.
So you like that leg show? Jokes Jets. That's what they are. All right. You tell me, softball guy, what the hell was that? How do you try to throw an intentional walk pitch and throw the thing too close to the plate and lose the game 2-1? What was that?
So there was an obstruction call that was absolutely absurd before that.
Okay.
Texas Tech was stealing second base. Texas catcher threw a laser. And the shortstop came in, swipe tag, out. They review it and call obstruction. And I'm like, this is getting out of control. How can this happen? It turns out that's how Texas Tech got the run. So they're up 1-0 because that run ended up scoring. So now she's cruising. She gets to a point where there's runners on, and she's got to intentionally walk the catcher, as fate would have it, who does not have a hit in the entire College World Series since she's been in Oklahoma City. She's never thrown an intentional walk before. So the catcher stands up.
Just clearly, the college game does not have the 4-base rule like Major League Baseball. You have
high
to throw.
school and travel ball instituted it.
Okay.
You just give them the 4 and
Yes,
go.
like baseball.
In college, you have to throw it.
Okay.
Apparently, she's never done it before. So the catcher stands up, doesn't stand too far off the plate. The first pitch is a high ball, but it's right down the middle. Wait a second. And you can see somebody says something, or the pitcher, the batter, hey, if it's close, you can swing, you can hit it. You know, they're not expecting it. No one in the field is expecting you to do that. Third pitch, he swings, hits a single, 2-run score. Texas ends up winning. I have no explanation. Texas Tech doesn't score in the top of the 7th. They went from leading the series, 1-0, a 3-game series, to then losing game 1 and having to face that same girl again. They're both going to start again, pitchers. It's a hell of a softball game. I was watching mostly hockey, but I kept flipping back and forth, and the kids were downstairs watching it. So I don't know. I don't know. I mean, we've seen that before. We had to teach the pitchers how to do that. We literally
Really?
we had to teach the pitchers. We had to teach the catchers to stand up and stand in the other batter's box.
Don't you put the arm out? Like, isn't that we just did it with the arm out. You aim for the arm. Like, you just throw it outside and aim for the arm and throw outside.
It was something that you didn't do once they said you could do the four balls, and just, the coach just says Walker. So we had to teach the kids how to do it, because when we started, that wasn't a rule.
Okay.
You had to throw the 4 pitches. So we've had to practice it. It's just an unfortunate way to lose a ball game. There's Whitrock. I was locked into that softball game, couldn't turn it off with my daughter. Yeah, if you're into it and you're into women's sports, it doesn't get much better than that. That was really played on a high level. It was really good.
What time is game 2 tonight?
Same time, 5:00.
It's up against the NBA Finals. 5 p.m. Pacific.
Let me double check.
8 p.m. Eastern.
So 5:30 Pacific.
8:30 Eastern.
8:30 Eastern is when the basketball game starts. So we got to double check right here. Yeah, we got
Big Sis Lisa. Hi there, guys. That's a weird way to do it in the summer's biggest softball event. What's the weirdest way? The 4 or the pitch to make them throw?
Yeah, 5:00 Pacific, 8:00 Eastern. So half hour before the basketball game starts, it'll be underway.
So you can catch a little of it before basketball tips off.
Yeah, I don't know, Lisa. That was tough. That was Big Sis Lisa. That was a tough one.
So
if you had Texas Tech,
same 2 teams go at it tonight with a chance for a win here for the for Texas Tech to win. What are the odds, by the way, on tonight?
Double check right now. Last night it closed -120 on Texas Tech. It was a small favorite. I don't think I saw a total.
By the way, our guy Ralph Michaels just said the Braves led 6-0 after the third today. Since 2020, there have been 3,230 Major League Baseball games when a team had a lead of 6 runs or more after the third inning. 68 now have lost that. So before today, it was 67 in 3,230. The record of teams down 6-0 after the third inning.
Jeez.
And the Braves lost it today. Good job out of Arizona. It's a hell of a comeback by Arizona on that.
-115 both ways.
Okay.
So dead pick them again. -110 both sides on
who wins
softball. I thought Texas Tech was going to win yesterday. I think they'll win today. I think she'll pitch again and will get it done enough to force a game 3. But man, she's throwing. I mean, that's over 400 pitches in a week.
But it's your arm. I mean, it's underhand versus overhand. We know the underhand throw can go forever. So
I guess
we'll see it tonight. The Rockies won 1, 2, 3 games.
Yes, sir.
They swept the Marlins.
Yes, sir.
They're now 12-50. How bad are the Marlins? Like how if you're in that clubhouse, how do you handle that? Like you walk in after you getting swept by the Rockies.
Mm-hmm.
Worst team in baseball comes into your place and beats you 3 times straight. Unbelievably bad.
It's one of those situations though where you're like, I mean, I don't think you're totally caught off guard by this, right?
Really?
Yeah.
A sweep? They had won a series in 22 straight.
Right.
So get swept? Like, you're not
maybe
surprised?
Getting swept, but losing.
I mean, game, fine, but 3 in a row? You don't expect to lose. I mean, if you're the Marlins, you're chalking those games up as wins. Those are games you expect to win.
The Marlins are now 23-37.
Which isn't, it's a lot better than 12-50.
It is, but it's still bad. I mean, 5th in the National League East and not getting better. So I don't know what expectations are or were in Miami. So, I mean, are they bad? Terrible. Yes.
Terrible.
Is that bad to lose to the Rockies 3 in a row? Yes.
Terrible.
If you bet them 3 times, hoping that they were going to win, that's on you.
Parlay killer for sure, though. Books were in love with it. Parlays.
Yeah.
The A's now have lost 20 of 21. They lost 6-1 to the Twins. They fell to 27-36 on the run line. They've lost 9 games in a row, and on that 9-game losing streak, they are 1-8 on the run line. Same 2 teams go at it today.
Just underway. The Twins and A's closed -200 again. The Twins keep on winning. Again, they got the best record in baseball in the last 30 days.
Like you can get it live right now. Just bet it run line. Basically even money right now.
Wow.
To
So
bet run line.
they are in the field right now. The Twins are. It's only minus 135 from minus 200 close. I mean, and the A's haven't scored yet.
Right.
That's why these fluctuations with this in-game with the baseball. I mean, sometimes they move at 50 cents because the other team's batting.
By the way, Roger, I think gamblers should get like a badge of honor or something when that happens. Like you should get like a star on your account when you get limited for the first time.
I was just limited on a bet for the first time, Roger Long. I don't know, man. I talked to somebody in the business yesterday who has done this for a long time on the other side of the counter, behind the counter.
Right.
And the level of negativity, despair,
Anger,
things, just frustration in that it's not the business that we knew. And what you have to overcome to just bet is beyond like bad. I feel bad, Roger. Sorry about that.
No explanation. I'll say it again. I can't stand that you get that notification and there's no explanation to why you were limited. What did you do? What bet did you place? Just sorry, you can't place that bet. It's a bad customer experience.
It's not going to change.
Here's a good question.
More nameless and faceless. It's a number and it's chat GPT or it's
right.
Automated responses. This is the future of a lot of things, not just the sportsbook business. It stinks.
So Terry Bradshaw famously told Aaron Rodgers to go eat bark in California, right? Would he give him the 12? Would Terry let Rodgers wear his number in Pittsburgh?
Is it
no
Terry's to say okay?
It's debatable. Is Brady's 12 Brady's number to say? I mean, technically the Patriots,
but it's retire Brady's number already and they put it up in the thing? No,
not yet. No,
oh.
He's not. I don't think he's in the Pats Hall of Fame yet. No, he might be. Can't remember.
They had that ceremony last
year.
Yeah.
They brought him back.
Fitzy was there. We talked to him about it. All that stuff.
Yep. Sorry, Brady. Yes.
I don't know.
He's wearing number 8.
Okay.
8?
Is that what he wore with the Jets? He wore a single-digit number.
He wore 8 with the Jets. Yeah, I think because Montana. Because
the Steelers ever have an 8?
Don't know.
I don't know. Tommy Maddox. What did Tommy Maddox wear? He wore a single-digit one.
Yeah, I think you're good with having him wear that. If that's
right,
that's who I think you're okay.
Yeah.
Yahoo Sports with a very interesting proclamation this morning. So Yahoo Sports came out and listed the top teams in Major League Baseball. Ohtani's team is not number 1.
Correct.
Ohtani's team is not number 2.
Okay.
Ohtani's team is number 3.
Okay.
On the list, the Dodgers are the 3rd best team in baseball behind the Tigers and the Mets. The Tigers are the best team in Major League Baseball. You're okay with this ranking?
So, MLB.com has the Tigers as number 1.
How?
They have the most wins in baseball.
Okay, so
they play in a division that is going to continue to hopefully allow them to stay that way.
Yeah, stink.
Well,
division stinks.
If you get the most wins in baseball, a lot of people
mean the best team.
Well, that's what some rankings will say.
That's nuts.
Sonic said that was the retro Ohtani watch stinger, was it? With the 2 hats? I didn't realize it. All right, why you have an issue with this? Are the Dodgers the number 1 team? They just lost 2 or 3 to the Mets. Why can't the Mets be better?
Because it's a ranking for best team. Where are we going to be at the end of the year? Are the Tigers going to be over the Dodgers at the end of this? When it's all said and done, if the Tigers played the Dodgers in the World Series, what's the number? Minus 500? 600?
Oh, relax.
Relax. What do you mean relax? What?
Minus 500?
Google and who? Like,
Flaherty.
who are you
1 and
afraid
2.
of?
1 and 2. Scuba and
Oh.
Flaherty.
Flaherty's been awful this year. Zera's over 3.5. I'm not afraid of Flaherty. He's been a bust so far for them. Oh, this is not even
The
this.
Mets
This
are
is
39 and 23. The Dodgers are 37 and 26. So they got them by 2 games.
I know, but the record is not an indication of the team. It's your schedule you've played up to this point. The division is way more difficult. You're in a division with the Padres and the Giants if you're the Dodgers. The Diamondbacks are going to wake up at some point as well. The depth of the West versus the American League as a whole. There's no way I'm putting any American League team atop of best of lists in Major League Baseball. Yankees, Tigers, anyone. The American League is garbage right now. All of it.
So you have more of an issue with the Tigers being in that spot than the
Mets.
Mets.
Yes. 100%. But this is bonkers. Like this is Looney Tunes. I saw this today. I was like, what are we doing? So simply by record, we're putting the Tigers up there. That's not a true indication of greatness when we played 65, 60 games in a season. You're just a benefit of who you faced and who you get to play.
Right.
You want to say Tigers are the best team in the American League? I'll listen to that. But I got 5 teams in the National League better than the Tigers and any team in the American League.
I mean, with Scuba at the top, the bullpen's been pretty good. AJ Hinch, good manager.
Yes.
There's a lot of things working for the Tigers. I think you're kind of just dismissing them for being the beneficiary. I mean, there's 4 teams in the American League Central. Thank you, Nathan Phillips. 4 teams above 500.
Okay.
That, isn't that almost this? Well, it's not that the Diamondbacks are not over 500. I was going to say the NL West has 4 teams over too, but they don't because the Diamondbacks losing Burns hurt. I don't know when they're going to turn it around.
Well, big win today. That was.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's a good series they had against Atlanta for sure, but none of that matters. Just wait till October. Fish killer.
He's right. He's right. But I just saw this. I just saw the schedule. I was like, okay, can we not do the clickbait stuff? Like, can we not do that? Can we not try to get everyone's attention by putting the Tigers number 1 and the Mets ahead of the Dodgers?
When you look at it, though, the Mets and the Dodgers are a hell of a lot closer than you think. No,
when healthy, they are not close. No, when the Dodgers are healthy,
the pitching for the Mets has been amazing.
Look, you're the numbers guy, right? The Dodgers are plus 240 to win it all. The Tigers are 950. The Mets are 10-1. like they're not in the same conversation, not by even a ways in the same conversation.
You have to take those bets. You have to put those numbers up. What are you going to do? Make the Dodgers or the Mets the second choice at 5-1? Nobody's going to bet them. You have to not only be somewhat seen as a challenge to the Dodgers, you have to have a really good price. So, you're kind of caught in the book going, what do we have to give somebody to get them to bet the Mets? Because we've taken the most number of bets and probably the most amount of money on the Dodgers for a year. Since the World Series ended, they're the defending champs. This guy we got a stinger for every single day. They got talking about him pitching, which we talked about yesterday. I don't really think that. I mean, you could go Tigers, Mets, Dodgers, 1, 2, 3, and almost throw them in a hat and go any order.
I can't put the Tigers in that conversation.
Wow. Okay.
I can't. I put the Phillies over the Tigers. I put the Cubs over the Tigers. I put the Padres over the Tigers. I think the National League is so much far ahead of the Tigers,
right?
Of where they are. I think the Tigers have hit well in spurts. They've pitched decent, but they're taking on American League talent. When you match it up against the Mets, the Dodgers, the Cubs, the Phillies, the Padres, even the Giants, I'll take those teams over the Tigers, over any team, over the Yankees. Yankees, Tigers. Okay, you two can go battle it out for second place to who gets to play in the World Series and lose to whoever's coming out of the National League. The champion is playing in the National League this year.
The World Series champion.
World Series champion is playing in the whoever at the end of the day, the team that wins the World Series will be a National League team.
So
will not be an American League team.
Dodgers, Mets today, coming up in 15 minutes. Dodgers are only minus 125, maybe minus 130 in places. 9.5's the total. Knack against Peterson. Mets live today?
Yes. They're live every day.
I mean, I know, but again, I think the Mets are live today. They won again last night. Canning was amazing last night. A lot of swing and misses. The whole lineup. I mean, he made Ohtani look bad on one of the at-bats. Pitched really well. Mets had a good game last night. Alonso hit 2 bombs. The Mets can answer, I think, what the Dodgers do.
Look, you have a lineup that's as good as anyone, including the Dodgers in baseball. Lindor, Soto, and Pete can go off at any point in time.
Yeah.
So when you have power bats like that, and you have guys, they didn't hit a home run in the same game. Lindor, Soto, and Alonso didn't hit a home run in the same game until game 59. So we're still waiting for them to all get together and have that drink be mixed properly.
Right.
But it's coming, and they're going to have an incredible second half of the year. Mets are live. I mean, I'll listen to the Mets. You want to tell me the Mets beat the Dodgers in the NLCS? I'll listen. Sure. I mean, they've got everything that you need to win the pennant. And if the Dodgers can't get healthy, okay, I'll listen. And frankly, the Mets have 2 pitchers in Minaya and Montez who will come back at some point this year to pitch.
Right.
So they got some arms coming. They have reinforcements coming in the second half of the year from an arm perspective that will help them in the playoffs. Maybe not, a great, making 10 starts in the regular season, but guys who could help them in the playoffs as a bullpen arm or a starter who can come in and give you, 9 outs in a playoff game.
Right.
So I'll listen to the Mets. I'll listen to the Padres. I mean, I'll listen to a lot of National League teams in terms of where they're going to be.
Listen to the Phillies.
Yes. And the Cubs. Yes.
And the Cubs for sure.
100%. I'll listen to all of them. I mean, I'll listen. You want to tell me that the National League has 5-6 very good teams that all are going to battle it out, and one of those guys are coming out of it to win the World Series?
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah.
You tell me the Tigers or the Yankees are going to be those 2 teams? No. I'm not listening to that.
I had some really good prices on the Yankees last year with the Dodgers and stuff in exactas, and I got kind of caught up in it that if they can win at least one game in LA, maybe we got a shot. I'm not ready to say that there's just the National League team is going to win. I mean, we got Ish coming in here. Ish 165 just came in a chat and said that the Dodgers won't make the World Series this year.
Yeah, I can't. I'm sorry. I'm not.
Wow.
I'm not subscribing to that point. Not yet.
Hard to see them not making the NLCS.
Right. Yeah. Agreed.
So,
and then from there, we'll see what happens.
The A's are up 4-0.
Yes. Yeah. The A's are trying to snap that 9-game losing streak today. It's a weird day. It's Thursday day baseball, getaway days. There's just certain days you got to avoid. I didn't bet baseball today for that reason. Like it's extremely difficult to bet baseball today because it's
the
just
Twins are plus $3.
It's a
or
wonky
plus 2.5 even money
right now. Yeah,
plus 2.5 even money.
It's 3-2 Royals in the
8
8th.
at bats left in the game. I mean, I don't say that too often. I think it's an auto play
for the Twins.
Plus 2.5 even money
against the bullpen for it's not bad. Blue Jays are up 4-0. They have the bases loaded, bottom third with 1 out against the Phillies. Luzardo's getting tattooed by Toronto. Blue Jays at home, man, can score against anybody.
Yeah.
No score Orioles and the Mariners. No score Giants and the Padres, although bottom of the first, 2 on, 2 out for San Francisco. They are threatening coming up here in 3 hours. Mets Dodgers at 4:11 Eastern time. No, so top of the hour. Sorry, so 4:11. Yeah. Sorry, sorry. Coming up here in 20 minutes. No, 15 minutes. Yep. You've got Dodgers and the Mets coming up. 6-0 Blue Jays now. Woo boy.
Damn.
Look out. Route coming. Dan Hurley made the news by saying, well, he's not interested, but he wasn't offered the job anyway. Asked about the firing of Tom Thibodeau and whether or not the Knicks would be interesting to him. Quote, not another summer of that by one Mr. Dan Hurley. So he will not be looking at the Knicks job, which is kind of a bummer. because that makes my most hated basketball team or second most hated basketball team behind the Lakers with my most hated college basketball coach.
Right.
But I'm not going to get that. Who is going to get this job? I can't believe they didn't have. I thought they had somebody ready. I thought they fired Tibbs because they had somebody ready. Nope. I watched a really interesting breakdown. A couple of former NBA players were just shaking their head at the firing, saying the message this is sending is so bad that you have to be in the NBA finals next year if you're the Knicks, or that's it. Like, then everybody, all front office should be fired.
Yeah. I guess it's Michael Malone. Ish 165 just came in and said it.
Okay, here's the problem with that, right? Okay. Everyone assumes this, and the breakdown is this. Michael Malone got fired by the Denver Nuggets for not playing his bench and not developing young talent.
Sounds like
why they fired Thibodeau.
I was going to say, isn't that a lot?
So you can't really, other than the resume and having a ring and saying Michael Malone has won a championship,
right?
You can't hire Michael Malone because the reasoning you fired Tibbs is because he would not make adjustments and play his bench.
Right.
So, yeah. And Brendan, you have no idea how much I love this story. you have no idea how much I love the Knicks Clown Show. I am in love with this story. This is my favorite story of 25 so far, is what's going on with the Knicks. I love this story.
I don't think this is going to be like, unless it's Malone and named quick. Like this is going to fester for a while, right?
Yeah, I think they're going to do a while.
This is going to bubble up, and then it's going to get, and then somebody in July,
pops
when either we're on vacation or somebody else is like, you just get one of those alerts, like, hey,
Knicks
hired blank.
But you can cross off the college guys because it sounds like the college. I mean, Jay Wright's not a college guy; he's an out of work guy. So Jay Wright's name is still being tied to the game, to the Knicks job. I cannot believe they would hire him, though.
No,
I think they're going to give it to an unproven assistant coach. It sounds like they're going to go and talk to one of these assistant coaches. The Suns just grabbed one of them off the Cavaliers bench. There could be another one. There's another guy that's being talked about potentially being hired by the Knicks. So
I get it when you're rebuilding. Like the Penguins hired a guy, who's never been a coach and was assistant coach for the Rangers and, has a good resume. But you're in that rebuild mode. The Knicks were 2 games away from going to the NBA Finals. Like they back-to-back 50-plus win seasons. And again, the expectations have gone from, like Fitzy always says, from noon to midnight. Like it's
oh yeah,
6 to midnight. Like it's
good light. Yeah, good luck. I mean, you don't have any wiggle room. Like you can't make the first round of the playoffs and lose next year. Like you just can't do that.
Yeah.
Like you fired because Thibodeau didn't make the NBA Finals or win the championship. It's championship or bust. And so you must bring in a coach who's going to want to win right now and not learn on the job.
Yeah, there's none of that.
So in New York, you're going to hire an unproven assistant coach in New York. The reports that came out yesterday about the fact that the team is sick to death that Jalen Brunson's dad was on the bench, and that was a problem. So they want him gone. So the new coach comes in, gets rid of Brunson, Rick Brunson, I believe his name is, off the bench. So now Jalen Brunson's going to be pissed off because his dad's gone. So like, this has the potential to be really bad for the Knicks. Like this might be just circling the drain type stuff.
Again, it's that part of the year where, like we talk less about the games and more about what's going on in the front office or in the coaching or, at different things like that. The Knicks are still the second or third choice to win the NBA championship.
Wouldn't bet it with your money. Good luck for next year. But there are games tonight, though. All right. Public is backing the Pacers tonight in the NBA Finals. This is a story right now on ESPN.com. Public backing the Pacers. Where else are they going to put their money, Dave? They're not going to lay $7 on the OKC Thunder. Right? Like this is not a surprise that all the money's coming in on Indiana by the public, right?
Well, I think you got the number right. Like if we're to book, we're really happy with this. We know that if we go to 9, They'll lay it.
No, I mean, I'm talking series price.
Oh.
I'm talking over the series, not for just, we'll get to tonight in a second. This is the series. The public is coming in and backing the Pacers. This is a
if
boxing
you're
fight.
betting the Pacers,
You're nuts.
if to win the series right now, you have to think that they're live to win the game tonight. You have to.
And they're not, but okay.
Well, that's the only way that you take $5 or plus 525. Because if they don't win the game tonight, you'll be able to take $750 tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like Fat Joe did, the price today is not the price tomorrow. I love when he did that. Take my hat off and go, the price today is not the price tomorrow. Good luck with that. If you're doing that, that's the only way I think you can bet the series price now. Like you bet Edmonton last night in a series if you thought they were going to win game one because you get the better number. You obviously did because it was minus 120 or 125, and now it's minus 210. Yeah. They win, you take that gamble. I'll be shocked if OKC loses outright tonight.
Yeah, not covering, sure. But outright? Game 1, 9.5. This is just an in-game bet, right? I mean, just wait. There's no need to lay 9.5. Just wait to see what you get. At some point, the Pacers will have this number down to 5, 4.5, somewhere in that range.
Again, you would think so. How do you think the first quarter plays out?
It's part of better to book it. I'll tell you in a second.
Oh, okay. All right. Because I think that's the only bet what you do pregame.
It's the only bet I'm making on the game is the first quarter bet.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, I think if you think OKC comes out hot at home and establishes a quick lead, you'll be able to take 13 if you're taking Indiana. Right? Okay. It's going to, a quick start for OKC. This number jumps up quick.
Yeah. It may not come down as much. At least the books have been hesitant to move the numbers down, given the Thunder's fourth quarter potential blowout ability in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
They have a knockout punch that nobody in the league has at the moment. It's why they covered so much at home this year.
Fourth quarter for sure.
Yeah. They come out and they smack you and they go on a 10-2 run in the fourth quarter and it's all she wrote. See you later.
There'll be a real hesitancy tonight, and you guys can watch. Like I'll be on with Wetzel during the first half, but you guys can watch it even if you're not watching us on SportsGrid. Like watch the line. There'll be a real hesitancy from the book's perspective, at least there would be if I was doing the game, to go below 9. You're not going to get a bargain price on OKC unless the Pacers are up double digits in the first half, because of what's happened in the second half, especially in the fourth quarter with OKC. So sitting good.
Time for better to book. So better to book it. First quarter. I don't buy this idea that the Thunder are going to be rusty. This building is going to be on fire in the first quarter. The Thunder defense is the reason why I like laying 3 here. It's 3.5 in most books. I laid 3. First quarter, Thunder out of the gate. The energy of the building, the team in their first NBA finals, and then the defense that I think the Pacers are going to take some time to adjust to. This is not the Knicks. This is not, we're going to protect the rim and let you shoot open threes. This is not going to allow you to go up and down, and Halliburton's not going to get checked until he hits the foul line. That's not what this Thunder team does. They're in your face defensively, and they make your life really difficult. It is hard to score against this Thunder team. And I think defense travels. I don't care how much time off you have. Give me the Thunder in the first quarter. Better to book it.
-3, -115.
That's what I paid. Yes. It's 3.5 now.
Got to be under 4 if you're going to play it, boys. Got to be under 4. I prefer Matt's line of 3. That way you can push if it's only 3.
Right.
But I think this is a bet. I think OKC, listen, it's a different place than any place in the league. And they've been good all season. The expectations have built up with each thing. That place is going to be bananas. The juice just said that arena is going to be bananas. It's going to be incredible. So, not that the Pacers can't handle that. I just think that it will be a quick start. Now, whether the Pacers, close it and get inside that number for the first quarter, I'll be very surprised if they're winning after the first quarter. The Pacers. I think this is a bet.
W. Liberty played on the road 2 games ago. Same place they are tonight in Washington. Won by 18. They're 8.5-point favorites. Now they're 13.5-point favorites. We hit the ceiling. They just beat Connecticut 102-50 in their last game.
Oh my goodness. What?
Liberty are the best team in the league. 13.5 was the ceiling. We got some buyback to 13, but Liberty minus 13.5. Better to book it tonight against Washington.
I'll ride with you. You've been pretty good with the WNBA so far. So obviously the Mystics are bad.
No, they're not horrible. It's just the Liberty are just not much better. And this is the Commissioner's Cup. So there's some extra motivation here to go out there and play well and not take your foot off the gas. And they just beat them by 18 in this building 2 games ago. So it's nothing really changed with Washington. And I don't think that the Liberty have gotten that much worse here. And the numbers.
Liberty are 7-0 to start the season. So they won all 7 games. Mystics
5-2.
3-5. Yes. Okay. Yeah, this is probably a lay. It's uncomfortable. 13.5 is a lot of points.
But I laid 11.5 with the with the Lynx in my last bet, and they won the game going away. They won the game by nearly 20.
162.5 is the total.
Lean to the under, just given the fact that I don't think the Mystics are going to score all that much against Liberty.
Seems like a lot of points, bro.
Yeah, I would go with the under on that. Okay. Prop bet of the day. All right, we hit yesterday, so we're 1-2 on the week here. Obi Toppin, over 11.5 points in rebounds. He's been very good. 3 of the last 4 games, and I think the bench is going to be huge for the Pacers to stay competitive. But not just that, if this game gets away from the Thunder, Obi Toppin's in the game in garbage time, in blowout time, and he gets this pretty simply. It happened in the last game. He wound up with 24 points in rebounds.
Wow. All right, I'll lean towards a bet on this.
Oh, Dave's taking it over on a prop bet.
It's uncomfortable.
Mark it down.
You saw my hesitation. I was
Dave's betting a prop bet over.
But I like the over in the game, which is probably complete terrible trap because I always defer to the under. You guys know that from watching the show. And again, thank you all for being here as much as you are coming up on show 800. It's been great. This is probably a play. Yeah, this is probably a play.
News of the industry.
I have one bet or book it for you while we're in the middle of it.
Sure.
Cubs money line against the Nationals on the road.
What's the price?
Cubs with Pomeranz is minus 150-ish, 145, 150. At the Nationals. They lost yesterday. Kid pitched a great game for the Nationals again yesterday. I mean, an absolute must play on when he pitches.
Just bet the over. Bet the over.
They got shut out yesterday.
I know. Bet the over.
Mackenzie Gore. Guys, put him on your list.
Well, he's unbelievable.
He's unbelievable for the Nationals, but he's not pitching today. So I like the Cubs, boys. That's my play.
Gore is pitching today. He's pitching tomorrow.
He pitched yesterday.
Yeah, that's
shut him out. Yeah.
Yeah. Cubs money line I like, but I like the over probably better on that.
Okay. All right.
News of the industry. A lawsuit has been filed in the state of Texas by a woman who is after an $83 million jackpot. She placed or bought the ticket through the app Jack Pockets. 1 week after.
Is that the one that's owned by DraftKings?
Now, yes.
Okay.
1 week after the lottery hit happened for this individual, for this woman, the state of Texas ruled that Jack Pockets is illegal. They outlawed it. So you can't use it. They broke their contract, said no more. The lottery then turned around and said, we're not paying you the $83.3 million that we owe you because you placed it through Jack Pockets.
Wow.
A week after. So she buys it Monday. The following Monday, Texas says Jack Pockets is illegal. She goes to cash the ticket. She goes and gets the lawyer, everything else. She's got all this documentation. She goes to the lottery office to cash her ticket, and they say, no, thank you. We're not going to pay out your $83.3 million. You bought this through an app that we consider to be wrong. And
How is this possible?
That's what she's saying. She's saying, wait a minute, you can't change the rules after the fact. When I bought it, you were in an agreement with this app. A week later, you then chose to say that the app was no good, but I bought the ticket a week before. It's all documented. You have to pay me. Lottery saying, go fly a kite.
I'm at a loss for words. I mean, we've talked about so many things with this news of the industry segment and, you know, things that go on in the space. And sometimes it's really just, it's not right. I don't even know what this is. She won.
She won an $83 million jackpot.
I don't, is there any legs to stand on? I mean, are they going to settle this? What is this? What does this mean? Your life has changed forever.
Forever. Your family's life has changed forever.
It's so much money.
It's so
and
much
what are they going to
money.
say? You know what? We'll give you $1 million and settle this thing, make it go away.
Right?
How do you not pay it? That's what I don't understand. I saw this on the rundown and I went, this is beyond my depth. I don't know who to even ask.
Right.
You know,
the lawsuit claims
Smiley or get somebody from the Lottery Geeks, ask Raskin maybe, or Edelstein or somebody. And they're just speculating too. There's no precedence for this, is there?
not at the moment, because the lawsuit claims the commission is, quote, not allowed to change the rules after the drawing. And it's trying to refuse to pay the winning amount through a retroactive ban. The lawsuit alleged she presented her ticket to the Lottery Commission on March 18th. It was not advised that it was invalid in any way. And when she thought the check was going to come in, Texas said, no, you used a courier service and you cannot use a courier service. Sorry, not allowed. We're not going to do it. I mean, look, 83 million is a lot of money, but in the lottery scheme of things, it's really not. Like, we've seen much bigger jackpots than $83 million. So, like, you have the money, it's in the jackpot. Like, what are we doing? Like, she has the ticket, she bought the ticket, pay it out. It looks really bad. It looks like you're trying to rob this woman. So I think a lawsuit like this probably gets settled quietly, but I don't know, because Texas might dig their heels in and said, you know, the governor, Greg Abbott, said that they're going to, quote, investigate the win. They are investigating the win.
As if it was rigged?
As if it was rigged. Yes. Yes.
I mean, the gambling stuff is really taking a beating. Like, I just think, you know, when you hear the rigged thing or the scam thing or the this or the that, like, you know, I mean, and Roger Long, who I don't think is betting dimes, is getting limited on bets. Like, it's getting very, very, very hard. It's hard enough to win when you go and do anything in a casino, gamble online, whatever it is.
It just forces you offshore. It forces the happiest people on the planet through all of this are the guys who are down south. They are in love with all of this. Keep on screwing it up, guys. Keep on.
I can't understand this.
Making it more and more difficult for people because, pay her the money. It's true.
Right?
It's I think at some point, but they're going to delay it and look bad in the process and have to deal with all of this rather than just paying it out. Speaker time. I can confirm that on TV, that's not that loud. On Sports Grid, that's pretty much the same thing. Brigade Proxy Service, NFL Story of the Day. Derek Carr, here's the question, Dave. If you had to get surgery and hold a clipboard for an entire NFL year, and you would be paid $30 million to do it, would you do it? Would your conscience allow you to do it?
Are we all in agreement that the team knows that too? Like, am I told this before?
I mean, the team signed the contract. So technically, yes.
But what if the starter gets hurt? Then I got to go play?
Technically, yes.
Can I physically do it?
Maybe.
If I can't physically do it, then I can't I don't know if I could totally say yes. I mean, I want the 30 million, obviously, and I'd love to come and practice and hang out and run the scout team.
Derek
So
Carr said he couldn't do it in good conscience. He couldn't take the Saints' money. Couldn't take a $30 million check. He had to retire.
wow. Okay.
His
I mean, he
conscience.
obviously couldn't physically do the job.
No, he said it could. He would have to have surgery to get it done.
Oh, so he didn't want to have the surgery.
Didn't want to have surgery on his shoulder.
Okay.
But he could have had surgery.
Hi, Ethan Zaretsky. Hey, David, Matt, have a great Thursday. You do the same, Ethan. Thanks for being here. Could you do it?
$30 million.
A lot of money.
For 4 months.
It's a lot of money.
$30 million. Just get the darn. He has to have it anyway. I mean, not like football surgery, but his shoulder's messed up. He has to get surgery on his shoulder.
Right.
I mean, he's made a lot of money in his career. I'll give that to you. Okay, it's not like he's poor by any means, but $30 million. You have $30 million guaranteed. If you have the surgery and you report to training camp, and they can say you're not physically able to play, but they still have to pay you. You got hurt playing football for the Saints. And he said, I couldn't do it. Yeah. I think most people are going to cash that check.
Right. C. Hastings said I'm cashing that check.
It's $30 million.
That is.
It's a lot of money, man. Just to go, I guess I just can't do it. I'm sorry. I just can't do it. It's tough on me. I can't do it. Time for favorite thing about favorite thing about today is what, Dave?
Some of my favorite times living in Vegas, or when people come to Vegas for either vacation or like in this time right now for the poker tournaments, World Series of Pokers. A lot of people are coming here for these things. And I got to spend some time this morning with a dear friend who's here for the poker tournaments. And we just went and met at a book and hung out and talked about life. And it was really, really fun. So my favorite thing about today is spending time with people who you spent time with in a different capacity in the past, talking about reunions and things like that. This is a guy I've known since I was a little kid, and he's in town from Pittsburgh. So, we got to go and just say hello. So it was really, really fun. So if you guys are coming for World Series of Poker, I just saw the juice, said I'll be there for the World Series of Poker in 2 weeks. Can't wait. Let us know. And try to do a flyby if you're somewhere close to where either I'm at. I love meeting you guys. It's really one of my favorite things about this whole show is the bonds and the different things. And, we've done live shows before, and I feel like I know each and every one of you, and we've had people tell us that they feel like they know us. So far, that was my favorite thing about today, is that I got to spend time with a guy who's been a big part of my life, and it was fun.
Very cool. How long would you wait in a bathroom, Dave, to see your favorite sporting event?
Like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I mean, I don't even wait in the bathroom to pee when I really got to pee. I go to another bathroom.
This is a stadium bathroom in Belgium. 2 soccer.
Does that say 27 hours?
27 hours. 27 hours. These 2 kids, these 2 TikTokers, to be in the Champions League final, 27 hours they stayed in a bathroom. Stayed in there to make sure that they got a chance to watch their favorite event. Like, that's disgusting. Stadium bathrooms are wretched. Absolutely disgusting. But these kids are passionate. Sports will make you do some dumb things, man. They really will.
27 hours?
27 hours. Where do you get comfortable to sleep? Can you sleep in that? Like the smell and the just the whole, like, it's nasty.
Even if they cleaned it before and
wonder how clean it is.
Right. I don't think you lay something down on the floor and go to sleep in there.
Oh God.
Give me enough Chipotle, and this is a no sweat.
Are you serious?
What's wrong with you? What?
No way. I mean, it's a good question. I don't. Yes, it's what do? They stowed away. Yes, they snuck in, and they stayed in the bathroom, knowing the event was happening the next day, 27 hours later. So they stayed in there, and they were not discovered by anybody who was doing cleaning or security or whatever. And they shot content the entire time. Sports will make you do some crazy things. How are they not found? I have no idea, George Mason, but that's Europe. It's an incredible story. Sports will make you do some wild things. If everything about today is that sports fans are nuts, 27 hours in a bathroom, in a stadium bathroom, in my own bathroom, 27 hours would be too long. I wouldn't be able to do that.
Incredible.
Yeah, and no one cleans the bathroom, apparently. Probably right. That's probably a good call. Guys, thanks for being here. We appreciate it. We're back tomorrow, Roll Call Friday on a Friday. Hope to see you all back here, same place, same time. Replay crew, good to see you guys. Thank you for being here as well. He's Dave. I'm Matt. See you for a Roll Call Friday. BVB.